Hey guys, Eden here, and in this video we are going to be talking about what is one of the most popular and most influential harem comedy series to ever air, To Love Ru. And to put in short, I just finished watching this entire anime continuously for about 12 hours straight in total, all 26 episodes of season 1. And at this point, I'm not sure if I need a hug, 10 energy drinks, a therapist, 6 months of sleep, or to get hit by a car. I'm such a quirky fucking anime girl. Now I'm gonna come right out and say it for multiple reasons that we will get into later. This anime has genuinely traumatized me. After this experience, I will never be the same person. To Love Ru is such a foul, utterly disgusting abomination of animation in so many ways that I genuinely think I will live the rest of my life being a worse person after watching it. And that being said, this was genuinely the most fun I've had watching an anime in a very, very long time. To say the least, my feelings are extremely mixed. The anime is extremely abnormal, and I know that you guys are extremely excited to hear me talk about it. You see, this anime comes as a recommendation from you guys, specifically in the comment sections of my Monster Musume video and High School DxD videos, where I ask you guys to leave a comment with other anime you want to see me talk about. So once again, feel free to leave a comment with other anime classics, ecchi or not ecchi, I really don't care, that you'd like for me to take a little bit of a nostalgic look at. And also, like the video and subscribe, it helps. Thank you very much. Alright, so to put it simply, To Love Ru is basically regular show with naked anime girls. And I know that sounds really weird, but that is genuinely the best way I can put it. And the more and more I talk about this anime, the more and more you'll realize how correct I am in that assessment. The series follows Rito Yuki, a pretty basic, horny, but still very kind-hearted high school student who has a crush on this girl named Haruna Sairenji. It's all pretty normal until a naked alien waifu named Lala and her pet clothes, yes, her clothes are a sentient creature by the way, named Peke, teleport into his bathtub. They accidentally get engaged, there's now a love triangle, and then episodic shenanigans ensue. Almost every episode following the format of another alien coming from space and trying to marry the female lead Lala and clashing heads with the main character Rito. The episodic format of this series can lead to some mixed results for people who watch. Depending on what you seek out of anime, you'll definitely like some episodes more than others, just because they can be drastically different from each other in nature. Fan service, comedy, romance, it's all pretty sporadic. In fact, I made a graph rating every single episode, so here's some data. We've got some good episodes here, some bad episodes here, here's a mean score, here's my standard deviation, here's the best fit line, y equals mx plus b, and a happy new year. And to be honest, it's pretty weird that I watch this entire anime in one sitting, because when I think about it, there's really only 3 types of people who will actually watch an anime like this. Horny 12-year-olds with parents that don't love them enough to restrict their internet usage, man children who refuse to grow up and move out of their mother's basement, and YouTubers who are just trying to make a quick buck. And yeah, that's right, I'm in the second group. I think one of the greatest elements of this anime is its extremely wide ensemble cast. There's so much focus on so many characters at the same time, and the majority are actually memorable, which for a harem series, I mean, that's kind of fucking hard to do with the nature of the medium and how reliant on tropes it is. There are so many harem ecchi series out there, and a lot of them honestly look the fucking same. But To Love Ru's daring nature allows it to stick out of the crowd with its cast. Please allow me to now briefly mention a bunch of the characters that are relevant in season 1. Peke is a, thing. The wiki says it's a robot, so I guess it's a robot. They're a cute little mascot character that doubles as Lala's wardrobe. Remember, Lala is the female lead, and they have a super adorable voice actor that kind of sounds like a weird crossbreed between Neko Arc and Yuri Seijin Naoko-san. I'm a really big fan, to say the least. Mikan is Rito Yuki, remember that's the main character, his little sister, and isn't she just adorable? She's basically one of my favorite tropes in anime that honestly isn't done that often. I call it the little sister who totally isn't a little sister. Their voice actor doesn't even try to hide the fact that they're a 20-year-old woman, and they have a personality more akin to a grandma teasing their grandson, or GILF in disguise for short. She's pretty cute and pretty funny, but probably one of the more grounded characters in the series. Yami is attractive. I'm sorry, it needed to be said. She's kind of like a villain that becomes a friend, and I think she not only has one of the greatest character designs, but also just has a lot of quirky elements. She's not like the other girls, okay? She's fucking quirky. She can control her individual strands of hair and turn them into giant hands, where she just grabs people. Or she can punch with a bunch of smaller hands, kind of like Squid Girl. Oh my god. She can also turn her hands into blades. Those two things matched together, playing into elements of her character design, honestly is just fucking cool. I like this character a lot. Rune is one of my favorite characters as well. They're a gender-fluid alien that changes sex every single time they sneeze. Although, while constantly changing gender and sex no matter the scenario, they are always heterosexual. So they're basically just trying to fuck half the cast 24/7, and yeah, it's pretty funny. Saki is a pretty typical stuck-up girl who has the laugh. There's a school nurse that is pretty relevant to the plot, and she's a MILF. The best friend character, Saotayama, is pretty funny, but pretty basic, although he becomes weirdly relevant in the plot in the later episodes. Don't worry, we'll get to that later. And the real G of the series, my man, my brother. We're actually related. We're genetically identical. I'm him. It's me. That's me. Zastin is basically an alien bodyguard who protects Lala and Rito from extraterrestrial threats that attack them every episode. He's also pretty cool. But if there's one thing I want to emphasize in this review, it's that To Love Ru is not your normal shitty harem anime. It's a special shitty harem anime. Because To Love Ru is the type of anime where literally anything can happen. And a lot of fucked up shit does happen. Getting accidentally launched into space after attempting to take naked pictures of a girl, creating a militaristic uprising amongst the student body, King Kong fights a T-Rex, getting kidnapped by an alien tribe of women, they ripped off ghost stories for an episode, this girl goes through the entire plot of Emergence. Look, a lot of shit happens, and it's genuinely the most insane series I have ever watched. I am not exaggerating. And if what I'm describing seems as if the writers basically just did whatever the fuck they wanted to, well, that's because the writers literally did whatever the fuck they wanted to. The vast majority of the episodes are entirely filler. So while this is a manga adaptation, you see the writers were more interested in using that manga as toilet paper and not source material. I know I'm gonna get an absolute fuck ton of comments saying, hey Eden, I'm very smart, and I think you should read the manga. By the way, did I mention I'm really smart? And all I have to say is no. Close your lips and never open them again. I am not missing out. You are missing out because the filler in this anime is fucking awesome. Okay, Scooty McBooty on Twitter, let me live my fucking life. And while this was a traumatizing experience for reasons we will go into detail with shortly, look, I think it's important to share that this was very self-inflicted pain. You see, as of recent, I've been on a quest to retroactively destroy my own childhood by watching anime that ruined the childhoods of people in my generation. Now, don't get me wrong, I may not have watched To Love Ru in particular, but when I was 12 years old, I watched SAO, and I won't go into detail. It gets kind of weird. His sister wants to fuck him, and you're probably wondering how a child even ends up looking at this stuff, and well, it's basically a mix of unsupervised internet usage, parents who don't care about you, liking anime, and boom, somehow you're wearing a maid outfit. Sorry, kiddo. Although I should mention that this anime, as lewd as it gets, the broadcast version is TV-14. So, do with that information what you will. Look, I've been very facetious and self-depreciative, but in all honesty, I'm a firm believer that just because something is sexual in nature, that doesn't devalue it as an art form. It really pains me when people unironically try to devalue the artistry in something just because it's also horny. Like, art is art. The boner I get doesn't detract, it's just a bonus. I really, really like how this anime looks. This anime aired in the spring season of 2008, right before Toradora and Clannad After Story, two of my favorite anime. Holy shit, they're so goddamn good. And the most common visual aesthetics of anime in this time period are my favorite. It's about 7 or 8 years into digital animation, so Japanese studios are starting to get familiar with what the fuck a computer is. But it's not like currently airing anime either, where I feel like they can tend to over-rely on computers and all sorts of visual effects. And I found myself looking at To Love Ru with refreshing eyes. Yes, it's digital, but everything is hand-drawn. Every single background, every single frame, and it just has so much more personality to it. The OST is also very strong, which was surprising when it comes to this anime. To Love Ru actually does a really good job. I'll quickly share some of my favorite tracks from the OST, just so you can see how much character it has. It's unique, but even more so, it's effective. And that's what's most important when it comes to an OST. And don't even get me started on the OP. I watched this OP every single episode. And I watched every single episode back to back. I could not skip this OP. Now, I can't play the song because it'll give me a copyright strike. And I can't show all the visuals because they'll definitely give me a guideline strike. So, yeah, it's a banger, isn't it? Glad you agree. But when it comes to sound in this anime, the one thing I cannot fucking stand, the one thing that kills me, is the over-reliance of sound effects. This shit makes Johnny Test seem like a silent film. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fucking weird. I don't even know what else to say. But the only thing weirder than those sound effects is the role that fan service plays in this anime. Now, this is an ecchi anime. I knew that very much so going in. You know, I think my expectations were in the right place. But I can't help but feel like it doesn't do the best job at handling fan service because a lot of it made me uncomfortable. Don't get me wrong, I still liked most of it, but some of it really didn't have any taste to it. It was just weird. I can't go too into detail, obviously, because of the monetization guidelines of the platform. But if you'd like to know more about that specifically, there will be an extended version of this video on Patreon in a couple days. But overall, I genuinely feel like the episodes that had the least amount of fan service were the best episodes, and the episodes that had the most fan service were the worst episodes. And I don't think these things are necessarily related. Like, correlation doesn't equal causation, or whatever the fuck it's called, you know what I'm talking about. I only mention this because I feel like it's important to note that yes, this is an ecchi anime, but I found it to be an enjoyable watch without any of the ecchi elements needing to be used to carry the series. The fan service isn't the entire dish, it's just that sweet fucking seasoning on top. I'm stuck in my goddamn fingers thinking about it. In fact, an episode that contained little to no fan service whatsoever and was honestly treated like a very grounded and respectable romance episode that built on the characters thoroughly was episode 14 of the anime. Once again, one of the very many filler episodes, but I still personally feel like it was quite integral to the development of these characters, and this episode really took me by surprise. Rito decides that he's going to start aiming towards being a better person, and he doesn't really know exactly how he's going to do it. He just knows that something needs to change, so he just starts running. Obviously, doing exercise is an easily measurable way of improving yourself, and hey, I recommend you guys all try it, but I feel like it's such an easily applicable character trait, but it goes so far in just making these, at first seemingly cardboard cutout walking tropes, feel much more human and unique. Not every ecchi anime even tries to do things like this, and Haruna, you know, she's just there to cheer him on, helping him over the course of the episode, and in the simplicity of their relationship and just wanting to help each other, the very mutualism of their relationship has something just subtly charming about it all, and overall, I found the episode to just be kind of beautiful. I think it's probably the best example in the entire series for arguing the thesis that just because something is filler, that doesn't mean it's bad. In fact, it can make the story better than it ever originally was. That being said, I want to talk about King Kong Balls now. Episode 15. The episode, that came right after the last episode we talked about. The number 15 does come after the number 14. Who would have fucking thought? This is the turning point in season 1, because this is where the writers said, I've had a fucking enough. They take the manga, crumble it up, throw it away, snort a line of coke, and get to work. Jesus fucking Christ. The narrative in each episode in between episode 15 and 18 is just the most cracked shit I've ever seen. It's kind of like that Adult Swim show Xavier Renegade Angel, except with attractive anime woman instead of this. And every episode just gets more and more off the rails. I just really want to talk about it. I've been so excited to finally get to talk about this in a video. In episode 15, Zastin, the aforementioned homie I'm incredibly homosexual for, brings the main three characters Lala, Rito, and Haruna into space. There's like a weird political intergalactical subplot going on with Lala needing to get married to someone, and this guy Prince Carter shows up trying to propose to her and win her hand. And they basically go hunting within the remote jungles of the South American nation of Guyana. Are you still following me? In the remote jungles of Guyana, they're greeted with a giant fucking ape fighting a T-Rex. And, well, the giant ape wins. Haruna gets kidnapped by the giant fucking ape. Rito gets kidnapped by some random Amazonian tribe of only women. And I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. They probably totally stole this shit from One Piece. But no, this actually aired literally just a few months prior to the Amazon Lily arc. I know, Eiichiro Oda is a fucking fraud. To Love Ru is better. I was shocked. Haruna ended up taming the giant fucking ape, and they just literally started beating the shit out of all of the women. And then they go home as if nothing happened, because in a certain sense, nothing really did happen. This is just a normal Tuesday afternoon in the world of To Love Ru. Episode 16 and 17 are pretty crazy too. I don't want to understate them. Just look at Rune jumping on Rito in the middle of him taking a piss, and look at this cute ghost girl from episode 17. There's a lot to be seen in each individual episode of To Love Ru. Don't sleep on it. But I'm not trying to bog this video down and make it longer than it needs to be, so I'm just gonna go ahead and skip to what is the most offensive, most unsettling, and if I'm being completely honest, just the funniest funniest episode of this godforsaken anime, episode 18, titled Sariyama the Gift. That's right, this Sariyama. Remember when I said he would be important like 10 minutes ago in this video? Well, here we fucking are. This video came full circle, baby. Now, I really didn't want to miss a single fucking detail when it came to talking about this episode, so I'm going to be pulling this explanation of this episode from the wiki, which, by the way, this is the longest episode synopsis out of all the episodes, so, here we go. Mikado-sensei hears a spaceship flying towards the roof of the school and decides to check it out. It turns out it's a package for Lala, so Mikado tells Lala to check it out. Lala, Rito, and Sariyama go to the school roof to check out the package, and as Lala opens it, a giant wolf jumps out and attempts to kill her. The wolf then suffers stomach pains and explains that she is pregnant, and that she accepted a mission to kill Lala before she knew her pregnancy would become a problem. Rito, Sariyama, and Lala are appalled to hear this, and so they take the wolf mother to the school infirmary. Sariyama is then left in charge of taking care of her while she is giving birth. Lala believes the wolf mother deserves a souvenir as a gift for her child's birth. The wolf mother then tells Lala that she wants Sariyama as her gift. After hearing this, Sariyama angrily declines. Lala tells Risa and Mio about Sariyama becoming a gift for the wolf, and so they decide to dress him up as a fish so he will look more like a memorable souvenir. They take Sariyama to the wolf to show her that he's ready to be taken with her. The wolf then asks if Sariyama is going out with another girl, because if he is, she believes his happiness is important and doesn't wish to interfere in his relationship. Lala says he isn't, but Sariyama quickly declines and takes advantage of this moment to find a girl quickly, as an excuse to not be taken as a souvenir. All the girls in the school reject him, however, except for Haruna, who tries to help him. As Sariyama asks Haruna to go out with him, Rito becomes jealous and stops Sariyama from using Haruna. Now incredibly desperate for an excuse, Sariyama finds a dog outside, which he uses as his excuse. As he goes back to the infirmary to show the wolf mother his newly acquired girlfriend, Lala tells him that she left with her baby because she wants Sariyama to be happy. Sariyama cries from hearing this, and then discovers the dog he found was actually a male. And I mean, just look at this shot. This shit looks like some shit out of Evangelion, but no, it's about a fucking pregnant dog and a 14-year-old boy not being able to get married. Peak fiction, baby. Peak fiction. I cried. I was moved. I was tearing up. I literally jizzed. And to be honest, I feel like episode 18 being as fucking insane as it was, look, I think To Love Ru blew their load a little too early, like I did many times while watching this series. This was basically the peak in absolute madness of the entire first season, and I've gotta say, I'm pretty excited for how future seasons hold up compared to this one. It's kinda hard to say that this is a really good anime, considering just how bad and good some episodes are. Like, it's wildly inconsistent, so I honestly can't praise it that much, but it has some high highs, so you know what? At the very least, I can respect it. But oh boy, are the lows low. I genuinely felt like killing myself at certain points when watching this anime. Anyways, obligatory tier list time, boys. I have to farm that engagement in the comment section somehow. MILF Nurse B tier. Lala, A tier. Rune and Yami can go in S tier. Haruna can go in B tier. The bitch with the funny laugh can go in C tier. The little sister can go in A tier also. The ghost girl was also really cute now that I think about it, so she can go in S tier. And the rest of the girls can go in D tier because I don't really care about any of the others in season 1. I know there are way more characters, but they don't really show up in season 1, so just be quiet. Shut up, shut up. And if you have a problem with my tier list, well then, buddy, how about you get real? Just a quick reminder to please leave a like and comment on this video. If this video hits 10,000 likes, I will continue to watch all of To Love Ru and make super awesome and epic videos chronicling my thoughts about it. As previously mentioned, there seems to be a lot more cute girls on the way, and hey, I'm excited to check it out. Who do you think is best girl in To Love Ru? Tell me in the comments down below. And overall, I feel like we learned a lot today. Ghosts are very cute, gender fluid people have superpowers, and never deliver a pregnant wolf assassin's baby. You will regret it. So huge thanks to Capitan, A7, AX Dan, Bread and Butter, Brum Brum Brian, Capitan, Colin, Dat Shadow Freddy, Dusk Seraphim, Everly 2, Gamer Boy Czar, Amy Wright, Gary Bird, Kamirichiru, Kevin Rodriguez, Kamoy, Kona Kona, Marquise Harper, Mental Penalty, Mirage, MVDW, Pursuant Puddle, Brazen Nerf, Huggy420, Real Skyfi, Rover Row, Chicken, Super Fudge, The Reuplaod, Green Sun, Zora, and all my other patrons on patreon.com. Thank you.